Who here remembers our confusion when, all those months ago, we were here at the Crystal Desert? We met this man, this ghostly hero, and he told us, when we asked who he was in life, he told us that his name was Turai Ossa. He said he was the champion of Alona, the protector and leader of his people. At the Battle of Jahi, he single-handedly defeated a man called Palawa Joko, the Scourge of Vabi. He said it was he who led the Alonians to the Crystal Desert, where they eventually all died out. Remember that? Well, let's see what he was talking about, shall we?
Would you like to hear a story?
Turai's story, the Battle of Jahi. His name is Turai Ossa, and this is his greatest battle. 200 years ago, the armies of the undead lord, Palawa Joko, swarmed out of the desert. Joko found a way around Alona's defences and besieged the vulnerable land of Vabi. A unified Alona might have stopped him there, but the princes of Vabi hid, and the Astani Sunspears proved too few and too divided to halt Joko's relentless assaults. Only after Palawa Joko scoured much of Vabi and turned his attention southward did any real resistance muster. But even then, it was almost too late. War Marshal Ossa gathered forces from every town and village in the valley of the River Elon. He marshalled a great army in the broad lands near the Grand Cataract, where the valley walls narrowed. Yet, as mighty as his forces were, Palawa Joko's army was greater. Turai, however, had a plan. Among his warriors he had found a miner who knew of paths through the hills above the Jahi bluffs. This tenuous route might lead to Joko's rearguard, and, ultimately, to Joko himself. Scouts confirmed that the undead lord had insufficiently garrisoned this flank, and Turai believed a small but powerful group might fight its way through. It was a desperate mission, so Turai Ossa chose to lead it himself. He took with him his most trusted bodyguards, a band of Istani Sunspears, and a handful of refugee soldiers from Vabi. His hand-picked squad came from across all three Alonian provinces, and all had a personal stake in the outcome. Turai's finest commanders would hold the line against Joko's shambling horde, with hope they could contain the massive army long enough for Turai and his men to move through the shadowy passages and strike against Palawa Joko from the rear. If Turai could eliminate the undead lord, his Alonian forces might stand a chance against the unliving army arrayed against them.
But should Turai fail, then all of Korna would fall.
Okay, here we go, the Battle of Jahi. Let's see this in first person, 200 years ago. That's Palawa Joko there, and this is Turai Ossa, who we're going to be playing as. I do love that loading screen art, but yeah, here we go. So, we've got lots of our elite guard with us. Oh, and we're talking already. So, Turai says, Palawa Joko and his army stand upon our doorstep. We are all that stands between Korna and oblivion. The lands of our Vabian friends to the north smoulder in the wake of this beast. Today, we draw a line at the base of these cliffs. You will hold that line. Do this for Vabi. Do this for Korna. Do this for Istan. For Alona! So, we're talking to our army here. So, you can kind of tell that the army's closer than it's supposed to be. But this is Turai's... This is like the last remaining resistance against Palawa. Anyway, so he says, Commander, give the marching orders once we reach the first ridge. Flanking force, move out. So, as we go through this mission, you can see we were just talking to the army. As we go through the mission, actually, for kind of a bonus objective, you can find loads of vantage points that Turai could theoretically have commanded his army from. And I will try to find those as I go along, but I'm not too familiar with the bonus mission pack, so I can't be 100% sure. But yeah, it's a pretty fun mission. This is, I wouldn't say it's my favourite one from the bonus mission pack, but it's got a pretty good end, actually. And if you guys have recognised a lot of similarities in the story to a certain movie, i.e. 300, then yes, those are very definite references. This all came out about the same time as that did, so yeah, those are all all over the place. Anyway, so you might be wondering where we are. If we press M, we'll actually find we're pretty much where the fortress was built. Can you see that building over there? That kind of building in the distance? This is 200 years ago, but I'm pretty sure that's the garrison that we were at before. Do you remember the one that I showed you that there was some treasure in it? I'm pretty sure that's the garrison. So the Sunspears Sanctuary would be over there in 200 years. Right now, it's probably still a working temple to Melandru or whatever. But yeah, so we're going to be going up through, trying to sneak through. Let's get a move on. Another mission, this one, that I'm a little bit worried that might be a little bit hard because there's so many enemies and stuff charging around, and without a compass it might be reasonably difficult for me to figure out where exactly they all are, but I'll do my best. So moving around. And Turai is massive. If you just look at how tall we are absolutely huge. You might have noticed that the ghost was pretty big, and that definitely carries through. Whoa! Okay, so these are the Awakened. You remember we saw a couple of Awakened actually when we were in the Desolation before. Do you remember that? And that's because these are pretty much Palawa Joko's armies. You find out what happened to his armies after he was slain here at the Battle of Jahi. So those Awakened we actually saw in the Desolation aren't really affiliated with Joko anymore. There'll be some quests we do later about those, which is pretty fun. But yeah. Cool, I haven't played this mission for ages. It's pretty good, actually. So yeah, we get the skill Giant Stomp. It's one of those really annoying kind of iconic skills, I guess you could say, that people really loved from the games. So when they did the bonus mission pack, they seem to have kind of just let people use the really cool skills. Like the other one, of course, is Spectral Agony, which was pretty great, that you could use on Saul D'Alessio's mission, which we saw in Prophecies. Because, yeah, this is actually the third of 4 bonus missions. We will see the final one when we're in Eye of the North. But we'll get to that when we get to it, I guess. Just got to try and fight our way through. What's nice about this mission actually is you're going around with a huge team, but you might have noticed they didn't put any healers in or anything. You're in charge of your own life, and I'm pretty sure this is kind of a little wink to what the game's going to be like in Guild Wars 2. We're a team, we're helping each other and stuff, but we haven't exactly got a healer. You're just looking after yourself, and I actually think it's pretty fun for it because you know how close you are to death at any time. When you've got a healer, you could look like you're on low health, but just sort of expect your healer to catch you and save you. On this, you always know kind of what's going on, and you're always watching your health bar. Anyway, that's these guys cleared out. Where are we going? The mission map for the Battle of Jahi. I think we're going up round here. Wasn't there a gate earlier? I think it's probably opened. Yeah, this gate over here is opened. Lots more Awakened over there. I'm sure that's where we've got to go. Ah, so here's one of the views of the battle. I think, you know, given the Guild Wars 1 engine, they do a really good job at making it look like there's a real battle going on. An elite Cornin trooper says, "War Marshal, look out below us. Our forces head into battle." It's really weird having Cornins on my side and like we're being called War Marshal. Like, I always think of War Marshal Varesh, who's obviously an evil bitch, but this is War Marshal Ossa, you know, the original guy. All of his descendants pretty much become the rulers of Elona after this. He reunites the whole place. Yeah, no, you know what's quite interesting? The story goes that we're with Sunspears here, and the first people... Wow, some guys have charged in behind us. Yeah, I can see you. I can see you. The story goes that the Order of Whispers was created from the people who were guarding Joko's tomb, which means that the Order of the Sunspears is actually older than the Order of the Whispers. And I always kind of thought it was the other way around, but apparently not. See, that's what I'm worried about, that Joko's going to keep sending forces in behind me and take me out. Right, let's take these guys out. Yeah, look at that, see? Got to keep your eyes about you on this mission. The end is also very hard. This is kind of one of those missions where it's reasonably difficult the whole way through, but then the end is insanely difficult and you can lose. I have been in the situation where I've lost right at the end. You have to go all the way through the whole damn thing again. I'm hoping that I can prove myself as a half-decent player and actually finish it the first time through, but we'll see how it goes. Right, let's go over here. We must be right near where the fortress is now, actually. Yeah, yeah, because you see this river? I'm pretty sure this is the river that we're coming up to now. This is this river down here. Catapults. Cornan says, in the name of the gods, War Marshal, the battle has been... Whoa, what the fuck happened there? The battle has been joined upon the fields below. Oh, check it out. They're going in. They're going in. Oh, look, look, look. There's some awakened giants down there. Can you see that? Turai says we haven't much time. We must find Palawa Joko before our forces are overwhelmed. Fuck me. Look at that. Let's get going. Okay, so you see here you've discovered 2 of 5 locations where Turai could have gained a strategic viewpoint of the battle. If you can find all 5, the bonus missions are quite good. They're a bit like what dungeons are going to be like in Guild Wars 2. Why do I feel like I'm under attack? I'm not. Because you complete them and then you can go back through them and find sort of all these hidden objectives and different stuff to do. Okay, so War Marshal, a Corsair encampment lies ahead. Oh, the Corsairs. Been around for hundreds of years, haven't they? I believe they may be mercenaries hired by Palawa Joko. How do you wish to proceed? Okay, so there's a group of them there. There's a group of them. Oh, and there's another group over here. All right, let's kill these ones first. Or at least let's try. Actually, let's go around the back of these rocks, shall we? And then try and pull them up through the rocks. Yeah, look. Not even a moment to question. Alright, one group down. Ah, look, more awakened coming in behind us. That's exactly where I was just stood. Alright, bring it on, bitches. Joko's elite bodyguards, these things are called. Yeah, these are quite high level, you can tell, because I'm not doing much damage to them at all. Okay, a bunch of Corsairs. These guys are probably going to come and try and fight us in a sec. No, they're killing my men. No, stop it. There's a lot of them. I can't remember if your men come back to life when they die on this mission. I'm hoping they do. Maybe only if you win the fight. Oh, look, they all charged us except this one last guy, a boss. Admiral Jackman. Alright, Jackman. The end of your days is here. Oh my god, he was such a pushover. Okay, that looks like that's the camp's cleared. Nothing coming up behind us? Nope, good. More giants over there. Is that the way forward? I can't tell. That looks like a cool place. Yeah, it is the way forward. Right, okay. We're under the effect of roaring winds, which is going to mess up my shouts and chants. So one thing I will say is the bonus mission pack, when you buy Nightfall, if you didn't buy it online and you actually got it in a box, you got these things called the Nightfall Manuscript with loads about the story. And in there is a huge paragraph all about Turai, and it sort of teaches you all about this battle. And it goes into a lot more depth than sadly the bonus mission pack does. I mean, it talks about how Palawa dammed the river Elon and how he slipped in through the Vabian mines and stuff. Oh, we just discovered another location. That's 4 now. Wow, that's a cool ass waterfall. Look at that place. That's like paradise right there. Never noticed that before. Anyway, yeah, so it goes into all of this detail. Sadly, I can't obviously just recite off the top of my head, but I will try and put as much of it as possible into the video description for this episode. And if it runs into 2 episodes, I'll split it over both. Because it is really quite cool. I do like this storyline. The best thing about Chirai's life, though, is he does all this. He's a hero, right? And he saves the whole nation. And then he becomes the king. And then a few years later, he just fucks it all up because he thinks he's one of the chosen that are discussed in Guild Wars prophecies. And he just ends up leaving half of his nation north, and he just leads them all to their death pretty much. And I think it's quite cool that he's all spiritual like that, and he ended up failing his nation, because it's a bit like what happened to Varesh, you know, his great granddaughter, because she got a bit spiritual and she thought that she'd been touched by a god and stuff, Abaddon, and now look at what she's doing. It's just fucking everyone over and just completely lost sight of what's really right, you know. I feel like I'm blabbering, but yeah, there you go. I just really like how they've created this character who's a real hero, and then he just goes and fucks everything up and ruins everyone. It's just, it's brilliant. You don't see that enough in this game, I don't think. I think too often people are just a hero and nothing more, you know. And the best thing is you can meet him as a ghost, as I showed at the start of this episode. Anyway, I've not really been focusing on what we're doing. Alright, more undead. These things are called carven effigies. I've got to say, these guys are quite powerful. I like how our whole team is, you know, people from all over Alona as well. That's pretty sweet. Right, what have we got? Okay, another long tunnel. Oh shit, there's more. I'm going to let my guys regen a little bit. Oh shit, no, they're going to charge us. Acolytes of Joko. Oh fuck, they did a lot of damage to me there. Okay, moving on. What have we got? Can you see that? In the rocks it looks like a bull. Can you see that? Looks pretty crazy, doesn't it? Alright, War Marshal, we're approaching a large gorge. 3 bridges cross to the other side of the canyon. Oh yes, I see. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. All 3 bridges are heavily defended. How do you wish to proceed? Now, I think if you take the far right one, you can kind of skip most of this area. But if you take the far left, you can find another vantage point. So, I'm going to go for the far left. Okay, more awakened, incoming. Because now that I've found 4 of 5, I'm suddenly really interested in getting the last one. I'll probably miss it though, sadly. What's this? Barrels with a giant skull. Lovely. Okay, well that was entirely useless. I should have at least gone for the middle one. Okay, now these guys are attacking. So this first skill on my bar, I've just noticed, it's called For Elona. It's a shout, and that is obviously a reference to For Sparta. Right, okay, so this is the last bridge. So really I just did a massive waste of time, as I just said. Okay, so this is the 5th location. I can't quite see what I'm supposed to be seeing. Oh, no, here's what I'm supposed to be seeing. Down here, I think, yeah, look at that, over there. Can you see the battle between the cliffs? We'll probably get closer to that in a minute. Oh, shit, where do these guys come from? Oh, well, no matter. Okay, moving on. Damn, it's awesome. You can hear like the gunshots and stuff ripping through the air. Wow, look at it all down there. I think we're coming up near the end now, actually. You know how the story goes, guys. Palawa Joko. Yes. Here we go. So, the elite Cornin Trooper says, War Marshal, Palawa Joko has been spotted ahead. So we say, you have done enough. I will deal with him myself. Jesus, look at that fight. Okay, so, yeah, these guys wait here. I'm actually going to cheat, guys. I'm sorry. But, I'm going to turn on a bit of my UI now, which allows me to see the skills that he's using. And that's because he uses a skill that I need to try and interrupt every time. I can't remember what it's called, but you can't beat him very easily unless you interrupt the crap out of it. Oh, God, here we go. So, on a bridge above the battle... Here we go, this is it. Look at them all over there. That is Palawa Joko's forces. Or are they all corpses? I can't tell. Let's do it. Palawa says, pathetic mortal. The rabble you call an army is on the verge of collapse. Just don't forget, this is a relatively small resistance. Most of Alona's fallen. He says, this is from a coward who hides behind his army to avoid battle. Back up your words, Joko. Show me your supposed power. And now I can't get off the bridge. Oh no, I can't get off the bridge. I'm stuck here. He says, if death is your wish, I shall gladly grant it. Oh, I don't know. I think it's Life-Bane Strike I need to interrupt. Or any of them, I don't know. I'll just see what I can do. Come on. See, look, he does so much damage. Every single one of his attacks gets his health back. So, you see what you want to do. There we go, he's dead. Alright, I remember that being much harder than it was. So, there we go, Palawa Joko is down. Fuck me, did you see that cannonball? There's his scepter again, remember that, guys? That I mentioned before. Because it's a unique item. Fuck yeah. If you couldn't get that this was based off of 300 from this, then sadly I don't know what to tell you. But I think that's a pretty good animation, to be honest.
Turai Ossa cast Palawa Joko down. And with Joko's fall, his undead armies were routed. But though defeated, the undead lord could not be slain. So Turai Ossa entombed Joko where none would disturb him. Trapped in darkness, Palawa Joko cursed his prison and his captors. And most of all, he cursed his defeat at the hands of Turai Ossa, the champion of Alona.
So there we go, guys. That was that bonus mission. Could probably fit this all into one episode, and of course Palawa stayed there for many years, but now that Nightfall's come, it's weakened the barriers on his tomb and he's managed to come out. It's not really clear, have you noticed, how he's an undead lord and why he seems to just be immortal. But I will tell you one thing, he is a big character in Guild Wars 2, so everything about Palawa Joko really has a lot of significance to do with the plot of the second game. I think it's one of those things where it's probably a good idea to know about it before you go into the second game. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. And loads of stuff's happened in the present time, hasn't it? Cormier's dead, and we're going to try and find a way across the desolation. Palawa Joko's just got away. Let's see what we can do with him. So yeah, join me next time, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the episode.